name is Ryan. I'm one of the senior techs over here at VoltBike. Today we're going to go over brake pad installation. We have a bicycle here that has had some contaminated brake pads, so I'm going to show you the steps to change those. For this, we will need a 5mm Allen key, a broad flathead screwdriver, obviously your new set of pads complete with either spring or cotter pin, we'll get to that, a needle nose set of pliers, a 2.5mm Allen key, actually it's perhaps a 2, I believe it's a 2 actually, 2mm Allen key, a rag, and some soapy water, so you can dilute some dish detergent, 10 or 12 to 1, sort of water that down, and that should be good spray solution for degreasing. All right, so first things first, we're going to be removing the old pads. There are different types of brake adapters. On the front here, you can see we have a post-to-post, which goes straight through and takes the adapter off there. And on the back, we have a post-to-side, which means the adapters come off this way. So we'll start with the front ones first. Basically, just remove this with the 5mm Allen key. And this is a wonderful example of why we change our pads if we don't maintain them properly. These pads are completely contaminated with WD-40 and as a result will not stop the bike. Please refer to our disc rotor cleaning video as well as pad modification video for the 2 steps before this. And you'll have good braking every time. So again, your bolt comes out and the caliper separates from the adapter. I'll do these bolts one at a time so you don't drop everything. Keep your workspace nice and tidy and organize things and you won't lose bolts. So the adapter comes separate, and then as you can see, we've got our caliper separate there. So the pads are inside. You can tell your wear line from the exterior steel to the actual pad on the inside. There are 2 types of pads. We use resin on ours. You can also get metal or sintered pads. They work really good, but they're also very noisy, so we choose the resin on our manufactured models. So next, you're going to be removing the pads themselves. So these guys, some of them use a cotter pin, which is basically a pin that's got one side a little bent up to keep them from falling out of place. This particular caliper uses a bolt. So it's a 3mm Allen key on that guy, and we just spin that off. As you can see, it goes all the way through. Once that bolt spins out, you should be able to pull it out. And then the brake pads eject from the bottom by pushing from the top. See how you grab them there? You're going to try and grab them in one unit, and the spring on the inside we're going to recycle in this particular case. So you can have a real good look at the contamination of the pads versus our new ones. So on the left is a set of pads that I've already modified with the video beforehand. You can see the edges have been filed down, and you can really see the color difference between this, the old pad contaminated with oil, and sometimes you can scratch off the initial contaminants to sort of see, but I imagine these ones have been absorbed, which again, yeah, they have. So those are not savable no matter what you do. Save yourself the headache and install yourself some new pads. Now before we install these new pads, we're going to go ahead and clean the area quite thoroughly as well too, because there are residual contaminants still left on the brake caliper itself. So as you can see, the brake caliper itself is filthy, and under high heat this can always just run back onto the pads and then you're right back where you started. So take your degreaser solution, stay away from the rotor. We don't want soap, detergents, or any of that kind of stuff on the rotor. If you do get soap or detergents or oil on the rotor, again, visit our rotor decontamination video on steps on how to fix that. So again, just spray your caliper gently with some soapy water. Use your shop rag just to wipe it down. Be thorough, take your time, and you'll have a higher probability of success. All the little nooks and crannies, if you can, get the rag right inside. Don't be shy to manipulate it with something like a tool. Put your screwdriver inside the rag and just give it a little scrub out on the inside. You can see all the contaminants coming out of there. Everywhere you can. A clean bike is a happy bike. So this next step will be reinserting the new pads into the caliper. So we're going to want to flip the caliper upside down. They only go in one way. So this little guy's got to poke out through this hole in the top, and it just slides right into point just like that. Now normally what I'll do is actually put the pin in there first. So pop that guy in there and then tighten down with your 3mm Allen key. Make sure that's good and tight because that'll keep your brake pads from falling out. From here, we will go on to resetting the pistons with your flathead screwdriver, taper tip, or your pad pusher tool. As you can see, there's just a little bit of the piston sticking out there. You want to reset those by putting your screwdriver in and ever so gently just giving it a bit of a turn either side, just to make sure those pads go reset. Next, you're going to prepare your adapter and bolts. There are instructions as to how the orientation goes on this. As you can see, this is a 180 millimeter rotor, which is what we have, and the direction points up. Right, so obviously the shape of the rotor or this caliper won't allow you to put it this way, so it must go this way with the arrow up. We set that up first. Usually I'll stage the bolts to help make an easier installation, so I'll slide the bolt through the caliper, through the adapter, and same goes for the bottom one, through the caliper, oops, through the caliper, through the adapter. Next, we're going to line up the rotor over top of the pads. Just do them a bit at a time so that we're not going to cinch them down super tight right away. Okay, so now from here we're going to be doing some brake caliper alignment. Don't squeeze the lever just yet, we're not finished. We've got to make sure that the rotor is actually centered between the caliper and the pads. This helps dramatically if you have a bike stand and a white piece of material, whether it be paper or foam, underneath it so that you can look down and reference where it needs to be. Straight down here. So you can see the distance between the rotor and the pad on one side, but there's none on the other, which means we've got to move it over. So you can see I've got some movement side to side in the caliper. We're going to want to center that. My hands make it look pretty easy because I do this all day. This might take you a few tries, but be patient and be persistent. Don't settle for a rubbing rotor. And give it a spin, a test spin. As you can see, we've got no noise and no rubbing there. That's it. That's your installation and a quick breeze on how to align a hydraulic brake caliper. Thanks very much.